We're going to go ahead and get started. The March 11, 2020 meeting of the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is called to order. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. The Municipal Code Enforcement Board is charged with conducting hearings to determine whether an alleged violation of the city code has occurred. Decisions made by this quasi-judicial board will be based on the evidence and facts presented tonight. Our meetings are conducted in accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, and each case will begin with the city presenting its evidence of the alleged violation. The respondent will then present his or her case. Both parties will have an opportunity to cross-examine all witnesses. The board members may question any witness. Comments by both parties must be relevant to the case. Persons wishing to speak will be given an opportunity to do so by the chairman, that's me, and must address the board from the podium after giving their name and address. Upon request, copies of materials submitted by the staff are available for review. Board members are reminded to obtain permission to speak from the chair, and questions of the city should be directed to the attorney for the city. At this time, I ask that all persons who expect to give testimony tonight to stand and be sworn in by the city clerk.
If you plan to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony or evidence you're about to give or present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
As we always do, we may take cases out of order depending on who's in the audience tonight. But tonight we will be hearing the first case, which is 20-0161, City versus Temple Terrace Associates.
Oh, the minutes?
Oh, sorry, the minutes. I forget that all the time. First agenda item is the approval of the minutes. The minutes of the regular meeting held on February 12, 2020. Have all members received the minutes?
Yes.
Are there any corrections, additions to these minutes?
No.
If the minutes are acceptable, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I move we approve the minutes. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Yes, ex parte. You want to go through the ex parte, Pam?
Have any of the members of the board received any ex parte communication with regard to any of the items on tonight's agenda? If you've received any oral or written ex parte communication, please state what that is now, with whom you had that communication, the substance of the communication, and when that occurred. If you received any written communications, then please provide a copy of that communication to the clerk.
Just so you know, ex parte is just any email, letter, phone call I saw in Publix that has anything to do with any specific case that we're about to hear tonight.
I have not.
I have not.
I have not.
I have not.
Thank you. First case.
Case number 20-161, City versus Temple Terrace Associates, LLC, for the property located at 110 Bullard Parkway. Cases before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 12986, signs maintenance. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Director Tom Baroni. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and the notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Tom Baroni, Code Compliance. This case this evening originated back on January 8th, 2020, when I received a phone call from a concerned resident that the CVS ground sign was faded. My visit on the 9th of January noted that the west entrance ground sign on North 56th Street was indeed faded compared to the east ground sign. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared that same day and hand-delivered to the store manager, Robin Millard. I also requested a copy to be sent to the registered agent, in which we did get a signed green certified card back from to the city. My compliance inspection on February 24, 2020 noted no change. I then requested this violation move forward to the Municipal Code Enforcement Board hearing tonight. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violation that was taken by me on February 24, 2020. Exhibit number 1 shows the ground sign on North 56 to be faded And I also took an exhibit on the other sign, exhibit number 2, which is the ground sign on the east side to show comparison of one being faded compared to the other. I'd like to
We'll accept
submit.
those.
As of today's date, there has been no change, therefore the property remains out of compliance. This evening, we have Robin Miller, she's the manager of CVS. She's here to represent CVS.
Okay.
Any questions for
Any
me?
questions for Mr. Barone? Seem to be none, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Robin Millard. My physical address is 1423 Bewley Circle, Hudson, Florida. I'm here to represent CVS. As Tom mentioned before, he did come see me about the violation of the signs. The next day, on the 10th, is when he hand-delivered me the notice of violation, as I asked him to give me something in writing so I can give it to my corporate office. As soon as he left, I did go into the office and open up a maintenance ticket, which I do have my work order right here for the signs to be looked at and serviced by Icon Maintenance. It is in, as I have the paper here, it says it's in progress, waiting for a quote, but as I spoke to the supervisor of Icon Maintenance, he said it's no longer in a quote, that it was approved by CVS, that we are getting 2 brand-new complete signs to go out there that will have LED lighting in it. The unfortunate part of it is that the signs are not going to be completed until probably the second week of April, because it's in production right now and it takes that long for them to produce them and then deliver them and then install them. I could give you the work summary, I can give you the number to Icon Maintenance supervisor, whatever you guys need me to do, but it is in progress and we are getting it fixed.
We can accept the work order into evidence. Thank you. You need to see it, Pam? Any questions for the respondent? And you said it would be second week of April?
Around the second week of
Okay.
April, yes, sir.
No questions, you can sit down, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
If there's no questions, I'll be looking for a motion.
You want to take number 1?
Get organized here. In case number 20-0161, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence in the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 110 Bullard Parkway. Code violation section 12-986, signs maintenance. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Director, Tom Barone, and, sorry, I don't remember your name.
Robin.
And Robin
Millard.
Millar, thank you. Along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of recording the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be corrected on or before, I'm going to give 2 months because she said it looks like the repairs aren't going to be done until after our next meeting. So May 13th, 2020. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they're ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continues past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors: the gravity of the violation, any violations taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $20 per day.
I'll second that.
Okay, I was going to wait till the end of this before I spoke to this matter, but one of the things that we have to be careful of is consistency. And it started the last meeting, it started with, I think we had a couple fines of $15 a day or $12 a day or something, and now we just have one that's $20 a day. Our fines typically start at $25 a day and then move up from there. It's up to you guys, are the ones that vote, but I feel obligated to mention that a $20 a day fine is inconsistent with, and I realize that we don't have a lot of side violations, but it's inconsistent with many of the other violations that come before us.
I actually agree with you in that. I made it 20 because last time we had a couple of
Yeah,
20s, so
okay.
I'm trying to,
Okay,
but
so,
yeah, I'll amend it to $25 per
Okay.
day.
I will second that.
we have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. So you'll have until our meeting in May to get the sign up, and everything should be good, okay? Just coordinate with code enforcement. Thank you. Next case.
We are going to go to unfinished.
Okay?
Case number 19-6805, City versus William E. Curtis Jr. and Ariana E. Buravadis for the property located at 109 South Glenarvan Avenue. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight, and Mr. Curtis is here to speak to the board.
Gentlemen, thank you. My name is William Curtis, 109 South Glenarvan Avenue. I met with code enforcement today after attempting to fix the violation. Unfortunately, my fix did not meet the specifications. So I'm here tonight asking humbly for a 30-day extension. I do have the boat for sale and have had some bites on it, but nothing solid as of yet. But I think within the next 30 days, it'll be gone.
So by our next meeting is actually a little bit less than 30 days. It's the 8th of April. Your plan is to sell the boat? That's the fix?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so you've heard, gentlemen, you've heard from respondents. Any questions? Seeing none, accept the motion to extend, make an extension of time to March 8th or not?
I'm okay with extending it. I'm just making sure I find the right verbiage.
Okay, okay,
I just gotta find the right one.
that's fine. Take your time.
It's the same one, right? Just existing violation. I'll just be that one, right?
I think all you need to do is make
Yeah.
a motion to extend
I don't
the deadline. You don't need to read any of that stuff. All you
Better.
do-
Then, yeah, I'll make a motion to extend the deadline through, looks like April 8th, 2020 is our next meeting, so.
Thank you very much.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. So you have until April 8th to either
Remove it.
sell a boat or come up with some other plan to come into compliance.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Next case.
On unfinished business, we will hear case number 19-5722, City versus Mary Hirschfield for the property located at 714 East River Drive. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight, and Mrs. Hirschfield is here to speak to the board. Ms. Hirschfield?
Evening.
Hi.
Mary Hirschfeld, 714 East River Drive, Temple Terrace, 23617. I got the violation for the wood. It's at the street, just waiting for a pickup. And my son's power washed the one area behind and there's some stains, I guess, so I need to see, I think I have to paint the walls. I'm thinking of considering painting now since most of the, I guess, mold or something or green has been removed, but there's little, like in the crevices. So it looks like I'm all paint. So I'm gonna need time to gather the money and paint the house because I can't afford to have someone paint it. We're just gonna have to do it, so I'll need, some time since after the pressure washing left a little stains.
How much time do you think you'll need?
Probably by next meeting. I get paid on Friday, so I'll be starting the work of painting.
Our
Because I
next
see
meeting
some
is,
stuff in the back too.
Our
that I
next
want-
meeting is April 8th. Okay.
Yeah, that'd
And
be
you
fine.
said the debris is ready to pick up, like, are you doing your, like, free annual pickup thing?
Right.
Okay,
It's at the street now,
perfect, okay.
because I had some other stuff, and so I wanted to
Yeah.
get that all together instead, since there's one.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do this one. I move that in case number 195722, City versus Mayor Hirschfield, that we extend the
Deadline.
violation of the compliance deadline for the violation until April the 8th, our next meeting.
Motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any other further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries.
All right,
See you
thank
next month. Thank you. Next case, please.
We will hear the lien reduction now. I can grab, yes. Yes.
It's not great for me, I think I'm gonna want to fire it.
I'll just, I'll wipe it. I don't need
You wanting to wipe things down, and I'm trying to buy $200 tickets to England.
That's
I'll
fine,
risk
that's
it.
fine. I just don't need to be sick. Yeah,
Just for everyone here.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Thank you.
I thought you were a tough guy, but okay.
I can't shield everything, you know? That's true.
Totally new opinion, Tom.
Yes. Good evening, Tom Baroni, Code Compliance Director. At this time, I would like to introduce this lien reduction petition requesting case number 13-0426, 13-2734, 17-2748, and a demolition lien, City versus Thrasher Investments LLC at 108 Holland Avenue with a lien amount of $196,600, plus an outstanding lien for the demolition of the structure costing $8,300. In the first violation case, 13-0426, originated back in February of...
Point of order.
Sure.
You keep saying 0426, that shows 0246 on my paper. Which is it?
I have 13-0426.
I have 13-0246.
We'll get that corrected,
Yeah.
What does the lien reduction say?
because everything I have
That's
is...
the
0246.
Yeah, it's 426 on the actual,
The
It's
minutes.
0426? Then that would be the correct, 0426.
Say 0426.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, please
Oh,
continue.
no problem. In the first violation case, 13-0426, originated back on February of 2013 for overgrown conditions, which was a repeat violation case against the estate of Carolyn H. Decken, case which accrued a lien amount of $200. This case had 14 inspections by code staff that would have been a total of $600. In the second violation case, 13-2734, originated back in September 2013 for interior damage that accrued a lien amount against the estate of Carolyn H. Beckett of $101,400, with 27 inspections by code staff and clerk's costs totaling $1,080. In the third violation case, 17-2748, this originated back in November of 2017 for windows and door damage, roof damage, sanitation to keep premise clean, and also a nuisance structure that accrued a lien amount against Elizabeth Thrasher for $95,000, with 22 inspections by code staff and clerk's costs totaling $900. $1,020. Adding all three lien amounts brings me to a total of $196,600. I would also like to add that the fourth recorded lien amount, which was the demolition bill, that must be paid to the city in full for $8,300. The city paid that the company to come in to demo the structure. So this case cannot be reduced. This amount cannot be reduced.
The demo
The
permit.
8,300
That's correct.
part,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so
Got
I
it.
just want to make sure we understand that. Based on the health and safety issues with the condition of the property and the structure, my recommendation to the board this evening is to lower the lien amount from $196,600 to $2,200, contingent on the demolition lien be paid in full of $8,300. How I came to this conclusion. I added the $200 lien in the first violation, because that was less than the cost of the city was $600. So I'm using the lien of $200 in the first violation. And then adding the city costs in the second and third case totaling $2,200.
Okay, so just to be clear, we have the demo lien of 8,300. We have your lien reduction for the rest of 2,200 for a total of 10,500.
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct. But based on the demolition can't be lowered. then-
Understood.
So, okay.
because that's a hard cost.
Right, that's exactly right. So, how I also came to this $2,200 was based on the Hillsborough County property appraiser. The vacant lot value is $49,450. Mrs. Thrasher also purchased the property in February of 2017 for $80,000. As far as I know, I've been with the city for 12 years. I know Mrs. Thrasher never lived at this property. Well, at the whole time she probably owned this, it was under construction for about a year, at least. She tried to make the repairs, but the contractor just came up short. And and then also the Thrasher family has a potential buyer for this property, and I think that's a positive thing for this neighborhood because they deserve a structure that's with a nice appearance. So that's why I'm lowering this down to $2,200 from $196,000. So that's how I came to that conclusion.
Appreciate it, thank you.
No problem.
Any further
Any other
questions?
questions?
Yeah, I just.
Go ahead.
Just a couple of clarifications. So
Sure.
the $2,200 is below, if you total up the city cost, it's below that number, right? But you're saying that the $200 supplants the $600 of the city costs in the original?
Right, in the
violation?
first violation, the lien amount was $200.
Okay.
Okay, they came into compliance, I guess, within 2 or 3 weeks. So it accrued a lien of $200, and that's less than the $600 for the city cost.
Right.
So I think the proper thing to do there is to use the lien amount in that particular case, which was $200.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay?
I understand now. Okay. I had another question, but I can't think of it at the moment.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Browning? I have a question for city's attorney. Do we need to make two motions, one for the demo portion of it and the one for the rest, or can we combine it into one motion?
I don't think that you're here to decide the demo portion of this case. Your authority is over the liens that were imposed by this board, and this board did not impose the demolition lien.
Okay.
That was due to, the demolition arose out of the building, construction services department, the building department, because it was condemned, so,
Okay, so it's not even in our purview.
not really.
Okay, cool. I like that. Yep.
Good evening, Board. My name is Matthew Castle. I'm the attorney for Ms. Thrasher. My address is 4016 Henderson Boulevard, Suite E, Tampa, Florida. And here with me to my left is Miss Elizabeth Thrasher.
And your address, Ms. Thrasher?
117 Camelot Ridge Drive,
Thank you.
Brandon.
So as the board's heard today, we are here just solely on the lien reduction as it pertains to the amounts that have accrued, not including the $8,300 for the demolition cost. As the gentleman stated, Ms. Thrasher acquired the property in 2017. She had the best intentions. She hired a contractor. Unfortunately, the contractor fell short of his obligations to rehab the property. When she bought it, it was in rough shape. She has no affiliation with this estate of Carolyn Decant that owned the property before her. And unfortunately, she just hasn't been able to get that property back into compliance with the help of her contractor. And that's how this $8,300 demolition cost came about, because the house is now a vacant lot. She would like to sell the property, but she has used her retirement funds. She's 80 years old. She's going to need this money to sustain her life for the next however long. So we do ask for leniency today in reducing this amount. I think that the amount that has been proposed is reasonable. And if the board has any questions for Ms. Thrasher today, she'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions from the board? Seeing none, thank you. Let me sit down. We'll move on to, I'll hear a motion, please.
I think I'm ready. I got
You
it.
ready? All right, go for it.
And just to confirm, Tom, the city recommendation was 2,200 even? That's right. Okay, so. In case number, I guess there's.
Three.
Three cases. Cases number 13-0426, 13-2734, and 17-2748 for the property located at 108 Holland Avenue. Upon hearing the facts and argument from the city and the property owner, I hereby move the board recommend to city council that the lien be reduced from $196,000 down to $2,200.
$196,600.
Oh, was it 96,600? Okay, sorry, 96. I move that the board recommend to city council that the lien be reduced from $196,600 to $2,200. Contingent upon the lien being paid within 30 days of the council's decision, or it will revert to the original amount of $196,600, and the city is authorized to enforce the fine in accordance with the law.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed, motion carries. So, just so you understand how this works, at, I guess it'd be the May meeting? Well, April or May?
April meeting.
Okay, so at the April meeting, the recommendation by this board will be made known to the council. Council may accept it, they may not, but they have the final say. And then you have 30 days from that meeting, from the April 8th meeting, to pay the fine if they accept our recommendation. Okay? And I'll be there, I suggest you be there too. Okay? Next case. You're welcome, thank you.
Case number 20235, City versus 2018-4, IH Barber LLP for the property located at 8748 Morrison Oaks Court. Cases before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8-102-13B. Exterior walls maintained in good repair, Section 12-861E6, fences appearance, and Section 8-102-18A, maintain in good repair sanitation shared area. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance. This case was originated by a citizen complaint on January 13th, 2020. My inspection on that date revealed stained exterior walls, a stained white vinyl fence, and unmanicured vines on the rear wall. I left 3 door hangers with a reinspection date of January 27th, 2020. The tenant of the site contacted me requesting an extension, which I granted, of 2 weeks to come into compliance. A reinspection on February 12th showed no change, so a notice of violation was prepared with a compliance date of February 25th. I posted the notice on the site, and the notice was also posted at City Hall, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. My reinspection on February 25th showed no change, so a notice of hearing was prepared on February 25th, and the case was scheduled for the March Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the site taken by Officer Silva and myself on February 25th and March 9th, 2020.
Thank you. We'll accept those.
Exhibit number 1 shows the posting of the notice of violation. Exhibits number 2 and 3 show the stained exterior walls, and exhibits 4 and 5 show the stained vinyl fence. At this time, the site is partially in compliance, and I'm submitting an affidavit of compliance for Section 8-102-18A, which is the unmanicured vines. However, the other violations are not in compliance, and I'm seeking a ruling.
Thank you. Any questions for Officer Allen?
Have you given
Bill.
a time frame as to if they're gonna get it done or when?
I have not heard from the property owner. It's a corporation based, I can't remember if this one was out of Texas or Arizona, but I haven't heard from anybody. I did get a green card back today in the mail, so they have received the notices, but I have not heard from anybody, so I have no idea of a timeline.
Thank you.
And which one was it that was in compliance, the fence or
The vines,
the vines? Okay.
8-102-18A.
So the wall staining and the fence are still not in compliance?
correct. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a matter of pressure washing, probably take 3 or 4 hours to complete the whole site, but somebody's got to create a work order to do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Not seeing the respondent. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll take this one. In case number 200235, I move the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace Code exist on the property located at 8748 Morrison Oaks Court. That is sections 8102, subsection 13, subsection B, 12861, subsection E, subsection 6, and 8102, subsection 18, subsection A. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer and other witnesses, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which have been received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed for the violations of code section 18102, subsection 18A,
8-102,
8-102,
subsection 18,
subsection 18, subsection A. Yes. Yeah. Because these violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing, I further move that the remaining violations be corrected on or before April 8th. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that date, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continue past the date set for compliance. Upon consideration of the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that a fine to be $25 per day.
That's $25 per
Per
violation.
code, yes, per code violation per day.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Next case.
Case number 2306, City versus Powell Petroleum LLC for the property located at 8426 North 56th Street. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 14-59, local business tax required. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Jose Silva. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, board members. Jose Silva, Code Compliance. This case originated January 10, 2020, when Code received a delinquent list of local business tax from utility building. On January 18, 2020, I completed a notice of violation with a compliance date of January 28, 2020. Posted the notice at the door of the business as well as City Hall. Also mailed copies, both certified and regular mail, to the owner and registered agents. On inspection through the Business Master Inquiry Program on January 28, 2020, noted that the local business tax was still delinquent. This time I have one photograph to submit and one copy of the printout from the Master Business Index showing that the local business tax was delinquent on the 28th.
We'll accept those, thank you.
As of today's date, the tax is current, local business tax is current, and I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance. I'm looking for a finding.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Seeing none, thank you. At this time, I'll be seeking a motion, thank you.
In case number 20-0306, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace Code did exist on the property located at 8426 North 56th Street. Code section 14-59, local business tax request. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Jose Silva, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
Thank you. We have a motion, do you have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. Next case.
Unfinished business. Case number 19500342, City versus Boardwalk at Morris Bridge, SBE, LLC, LLP, Boardwalk at Morris Bridge Apartments, LLC, and Boardwalk Morris Bridge, SBE, the second LLC, for the property located at 8800 Boardwalk Trail Drive. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Inspector Squires for Section 857B1, that was the emergency lighting, dated February 27th, 2020. The compliance date was the 26th. And then an affidavit of compliance was submitted by Inspector Squires for Section 856A, that's the fire sprinklers, dated March 1st, 2020. So the property was out of compliance for 4 days for the fire sprinklers violation. Just to let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Case number 195763, City versus Tampa Acquisitions, Inc. for the property located at 7202 East Fowler Avenue. The extended deadline for compliance was tonight at midnight. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Smith for Section 12861, subsection E, subsection 6, dated March 11th, 2020. We've heard the next two. And then the last one, case number 20-0239, City versus Sunrays Corporation for the property located at 9228 North 56th Street. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Director Brony for Section 14-59, dated March 10th, 2020. And then we have one case not on the agenda. Case number 183885, City versus Diplomat Property Manager, LLC, for the property located at 107 South Greenfield Avenue. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Silva for Sections 8102-14A-B, 8102-13C, 8102, and 104B3, dated March 2nd, 2020, so that stopped that lien from accruing.
Thank you.
And then that's it.
Very good. Any other new business by the board? Pam, you good? Code enforcement officer, got anything? So just so I get this straight, so when you become employee of the month, you get to take the next meeting off?
That's correct.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
You get a parking space
Yeah.
behind City Hall,
Yeah?
and you get the next meeting off.
Is that the same thing as a parking space?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Just checking. Sound like that commercial at the Super Bowl. Very good, okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you.
I think it's a record.
No, I think we had